How's it going, guys? So yesterday morning I went and I saw Shazam, and I loved the film so much. It was so good. All right, so this is gonna contain spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, do not watch this. Um, you have been warned. The movie gives you starts off with a young Doc Savannah, and he doesn't Thaddeus at the time, Thad, and he gets chosen to become Shazam, but he fails because the seven deadly sins turn him to grab his orb. And basically, you have to be pure of heart to not go and grab this orb. Apparently, now his family treats him like shit. They don't like him. It seems like, so to be told he's special for a second, to get that ripped away again, to be like, hey, you're not special, kind of fucks him up. And he goes through this whole rant of his whole origin is basically saying, hey, I'm gonna find my way back. I'm gonna prove that I am the special one. Now, when he goes in as a younger, you see Mr. Mind stuck in a case container, which I thought was pretty dope. Later on, when he gets to find his way back to the wizard, the case is broken because he takes the seven deadly sins, and that's where he gets his power from. Now, at this point, the wizard's been looking everywhere for a new champion, and we get a first look at Billy. Billy is locking police officers in the container store, trying to find his mother, because that's his whole thing. Billy and Shazam being the same character, they both have different drives and different arcs as well. Shazam's whole thing was, hey, I'm going to learn my powers. I'm going to find out what it is to be a hero. And Billy's whole thing was, I'm trying to find my family, which I thought was pretty cool. It was very good on the duality, man. Now, upon getting his powers from the wizard, because he fights this bully and he runs into the train station, and then from there, he gets called upon from the wizard. It's basically like, you're my last hope. He tells him automatically. He's like, hey man, I have, this is it. You have to take it. I'm getting weak. I can't do this anymore. You have the power. I can't even test you. I just hope that you're the right one for it. And he kind of gives him a rundown, like, I gave my power to a wrong person before, and then we see Black Adam in some way, form of like whatever magic that was. Now, around the same time period, Savannah goes and kills off his brother and father like it's nothing. So it tells you how he feels about his family and how his family treated him like shit. But Billy goes and turns into Shazam, and then he goes over to Freddy, and he's telling Freddy, I know you know the superhero shit. I don't know the superhero shit. I need you to help me. I don't know what I'm doing. He sneaks in the house. His sister sees him. He goes and, tries to get her to be quiet, and he says, hey, this weird dude told me to say Shazam, and then boom, he turns back into a kid. So that's how he finds out. If I say Shazam, I get big, I get small, and that's pretty cool. Now, after Savannah kills off his family, one of the seven deadly sins basically says, hey, there's a champion out there, and you need to go and take care of the champion, because he's the only one that could like beat you up. So he finds him, because Billy's whole thing of being Shazam is, hey, I'm not going to be a hero. I'm going to do this for money. I'm going to go do what I can to get some type of bread from it. And that's all he really wants. And him and Freddy have a disagreement. And Freddy's whole thing was, you don't know how to keep this power. And then Billy's whole thing was, you just wanted me to show up to your luncheon so you could look to be cool and shit like that. So they have an argument, and it's being recorded on a news station. So Savannah finds Shazam, which is not that hard. He's over there making like a spectacle of himself. They get into a fight. Billy realizes, hey, I'm fighting a fucking super evil person. That's not me. I'm not a hero. Turns back into Billy and runs the fuck away. Now, there are some scenes in between this whole mall fight, which was pretty cool. There was a big nod to Big with the piano being on the floor and him stepping on the piano. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. But ultimately, he turns into Billy and tries to hide between the crowd as he runs away from Doc Savannah. But Savannah sees Freddy and then notices the camera of Shazam arguing with Freddy to realize, hey, this kid's looking for Billy. I know he knows Shazam, and they arguing like they know each other. Maybe Billy is Shazam, and that's how he puts two and two together. Now, Billy made his way back to the house, and as soon as he got there, it was like he was fucked up. He was dragging his feet. The parents were like yelling at him a little bit, but they were like taking care of him at the same time, well, his foster family. And at this point, that's when Mary finds out Billy is Shazam. She's watching Freddy and Shazam arguing. She was like, they argue like that over the dinner table. When Shazam stopped me from getting hit by a truck, he knew my name. He knew I was a foster kid and all this other shit. So she tells the rest of them, hey, I think Billy is Shazam. And then the little girl goes, yes, about fucking time, basically. Like, I didn't say nothing. As long as you guys got to it, it's fine. So they go and they confront him to let him know, hey, we know you're Shazam. And he doesn't care anymore. He says, I'm not doing it no more. So they also let him know, hey, we also found your mother. So his whole main purpose, Billy's main purpose, like I said, was I'm going to go find my mother. She thinks I'm lost. So that's what he goes and does. Until you find out that his mother been seen where he was at and just decided, I was 17. I didn't know no better. Your dad was in jail. I couldn't do this, so I just left you behind. So at this point, you get the full arc of Billy saying, you know what? I had a family. I don't know why I was chasing you, and tries to go back. When Savannah calls him and says, I have your family now. If you come over here or I'll kill him. So he goes to sacrifice himself to let him know, I'll do what I can. You can have the power. Just leave my family out of it. But while they're doing this, but brothers and sisters, all of them, Freddie, the rest of them, Mary, decided, hey, we're not going to let you go through this by yourself. So they go over there to help him out. And they throw a batarang at Doc Savannah when the 7 deadly sins were out. Well, 6 of them. And they notice he bleeds. When the sins are out, he becomes weaker. And then when all the sins are out, he's just a man at that point. So Billy gets the family out of there, and they head back over to the carnival where we see most of the stuff in the commercials, the trailers. And basically what happens is, no matter what he's doing, no matter what the plan is to divide and conquer and do what they can, it's not working out, for the reason being that on the end of it, he's just too powerful. So he goes to finally sacrifice himself one last time until he has a call back from the wizard telling him, my brothers and sisters used to run this ruin with me. So then he takes the staff, he pushes Savannah back, and then he gives the power to his brothers and sisters. Now they all could actually, help him fight. And they're not like just dragging behind, which I thought was fucking cool. I knew I was going to get this no matter what, but still was pretty fucking cool to see. Now, at this point, Savannah and Shazam are having their fight, and Mary lets him know that he keeps one of the sins in his still in the eye, which is envy. So in order for him to get out of making this person a regular man, he decides, hey, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get envy to come out of you. Then I'm gonna go after Savannah and take the eye out, and that's how I win, and that's how it ends. Then right at the end of the movie, we get the cool shit where he's as Shazam sits down with Freddy at the luncheon saying, hey, I know you, this, that, and the third. Also, I brought somebody else, and it's Superman. We don't see Superman's face. We know it's not Henry Cavill, but we see the suit, we see everything, and that's pretty fucking cool. And that was a fun-ass way to end the movie. The movie was amazing. We also get 2 post-credit scenes. We get Mr. Mind with Doc Savannah. They're talking back and forth saying, hey, we still have work to do, which I thought was pretty cool since we had the references in the beginning of the film. And then we had Freddy testing the aqua powers of Shazam. And the whole time he's like, why the hell would I need to talk to fish? And he's like, so you can summon an army and do this and do that underneath Battle Wars? And he's like, that doesn't sound pretty cool, which is a good nod to Aquaman, which came out a couple months prior. Now, my review of the movie entirely being, I gave it a 9. Directing, cinematography was fucking amazing. Writing, there was some plot holes. Now, the plot holes that I seen that I kind of was just like, about was right in the beginning of the film when Savannah comes back. When he finds out I put the markings on the wall 7 times and I come in and that's how I find out. There's a point where even though the wizard is weak, he still could have zapped him. He was walking slow as hell to the orb. He could just get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? But he doesn't. And then right after he picks up the orb and then he decides to shock him, which was pretty stupid, Doc Savannah grabs the orb and shoots it back. And he sees him hurt and he sees him weak, and now Savannah is more powerful than the wizard, and he goes, I'm not going to kill you, and just walks away. And then gets mad when he's like, oh, I have to kill the next champion. Those were the only 2 plot holes I seen throughout the film, to be honest. Other than that, it's kind of a little nitpicky for me. Editing, the pacing, the cuts were fucking fantastic. The lead, Asher Angel, Zachary Levi, Dylan Grazer, fucking amazing. The set, the wardrobes, everything. I don't care what people saying it was clunky about the armor. It was fucking fantastic. The special effects. The flying was a little here and there. The 7 deadly sins were clay-like when they were out and about. So I gave that 1.5 as well. The score and the soundtrack was fucking amazing. And overall, did it do its job? Hell yes. It was fucking amazing. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. It was the best DCEU movie to date. Probably one of the best DCU movies overall. I put up there definitely top 5 when you include, the Keaton Batmans and, the Christopher Nolan Batmans and the Christopher Reeves Superman. That's what it gave me. It gave me a feel of Big and Superman. Not anything else. Just Big and Superman put together. And I thought that was fucking fantastic. There's a lot of highlights. There's a lot of enjoyment. I wanted to give you like a spoiler, but not give you too much, because it is a great fucking film, and it is one of those like, it's a lot more adult than what I thought, to be honest. I thought like, oh, this is definitely gonna be a kid movie with like a little jokes here and there. 'Cause that's how they do it. Like whenever like even like How to Train Your Dragons, they're like, it's for kids, but there's some jokes that's gonna go over their head so the parents can laugh and have a good time. This was right there. I mean, like he shows up to a strip club twice. They're stealing money. It's fucking it's funny. It's youthful. It's something that I would be doing if I was 15 and I had this power. So it was overall fucking amazing, and I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to watch it again. Right after I got home and everything, I was like, damn, I have tickets for the April 5th premiere as well, and I can't wait to go back and rewatch this film. It was that good. Aquaman was good. I did rewatch it. I seen it twice. But it was like, all right, cool. I seen it twice. I seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse like 4 times. It's a fucking fantastic film. I put Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Shazam as like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, probably like top-notch Sony animated movie they could ever do, you know? And DCEU for like where they're going with superheroes, this is the forefront. I don't know if they could go better than this. There's so many scenes that like we could break down and talk about, especially like they throw all that cliche shit out the window, but they kind of still bring it back in a more newer front. Like, you know, they're in the sky, Savannah and Shazam, and they're like a mile apart. And he's doing the bad guy speech. And he's like, are you doing the speech? I can't hear you. There's like fucking like 3 miles between us. There's cars. There's a helicopter. I can't. And he's like, fuck it, I'll go over there. And flies over there to start fighting. It's shit like that that lets you know like we're in a typical superhero world, but it's still fucking so fresh and so new. And I personally enjoyed it and loved it. If you guys seen the movie, please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.